yo, yo, welcome to the show.
Yo YouTube, what is good? It's Friday. No, it's Saturday. Usually I make these videos on a Friday, but it's a Saturday. It's 5:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and if you cannot guess, this is gonna be a portfolio update, the weekly portfolio update, y'all. If you're new here, we do these every Friday. Usually it's a Friday. I just review my Robinhood taxable brokerage account at the end of the week. Do the same thing with my Roth IRA, but more like monthly, I would say. Not as often. It's not as exciting, so not as frequent. If you're into this kind of thing, consider liking and subscribing. I also talk about my dividends at the end of the month. So if you're into that too, tap in. You'll see my stuff. This is gonna be a portfolio update where I talk about my Robinhood portfolio, like how much money I have here, the performance of the portfolio over the timestamps over here, crypto, stocks, and if I do happen to have any options, then of course I'll talk about those too. This week I don't. So yeah, without further ado, it's nice to see and say. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I think I mentioned it in my last video too. Like the last three or four updates I've done, like it's this $16,300 thing was like a almost like a block, not a mental block, definitely like legit a block. The portfolio could not get past that amount, or maybe it could, but then whenever it came the Friday afternoon for me to make the video, like we're sitting at 16,300 and some change, or just 16 too high, 16,200 and something, you know what I mean? For some reason, we just could not get past that value for our videos, but it's nice to see that we're way past it now. Of course, since then, I did deposit 250. If you haven't seen my last video where I talk about what I buy or what I was planning to buy last week in Robinhood or this week in Robinhood, y'all just subscribe. I drop a bunch of different kinds of videos, so y'all should watch them. But anyways, I've rambled enough. Portfolio $17,155.67 as of right now. On the week, we are up, should be up, definitely up, $535, 3.22%. On the month, might be down, we are 2.3%. 3 months, we are up 3.5%. Year to date, we're up 3.5%. And 1 year, we're up 7.5%. Buying power, $40 roughly. A lot of this is from my dividends. Like this week, I got a lot of, not a lot, like $10, let's say. But you know those monthly payers, all of them or a bunch of them pay on the 15th. So got those like on Friday or whenever the 15th was. That was nice. But yeah, just got some money over here. Might just buy a share or Ford of a share or two of Ford, honestly, or whatever other position I might be down in. Just see how that goes. Same old with the crypto, Dogecoin, 100 shares and stocks. I'll just go over what I think needs to be talked about. With Tesla, nothing's new there. Amazon, nothing is new. Apple, I will talk a little bit about this. Apple, I did buy some more of Apple. I think in the last video I had only like 4 shares total. Now I have 4.36 shares. As soon as this thing kind of loads, I will kind of discuss what happened, how I have 4.36 shares. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. My computer is thinking. There we go. Alright, if you're still here, we have 4.35 shares, and the reason we have that is because we sold out a couple positions, and one of them was Google. Sold all my Google, I think had 1 share Google, and I used that to buy Apple. I bought 0.35 shares of Apple, and that was like $80. Did that this week. Felt like it was a solid move, good for consolidation. I think that having QQQ definitely, in my opinion, is enough. But I like dipping my toes in the individual stocks, as do most people, I would say. So I thought that, getting Apple, Microsoft, and Google would be a nice, trio to have. But At the same time, I'm like, I'm already so deep in Apple and Microsoft. Google, I'm really just trying to build it off the ground. They just started paying dividends, which made it more enticing for me. But I thought I might as well just put all my eggs in Apple and Microsoft's basket. So it's kind of the same story with Microsoft. I did buy a couple, um, well, not shares worth, but fractional shares of Microsoft this week, from having sold out to Google. So pretty much cut Google and pour it into Apple and Microsoft. And I feel like both these are at very nice prices now. I mean, Microsoft has seen much, much, much better days. We're still very in a very nice position in terms of total return, but Microsoft hasn't touched. I- I'm not sure if it's touched 470, but Robinhood isn't really showing it. But anyways, just showing my purchase in Microsoft over here. Again, $83, $84, just point 0.2 of a share. Not a whole lot, but nice to see Microsoft kind of move off the 1.5 share mark or counter. Like to see that. So that's definitely two strong moves, I think, in the portfolio. Will I regret selling out to Google? Probably. I mean, it could still perform relatively better than Microsoft, Google, and QQQ. But on the flip side, I'm happy I still have Microsoft, Apple, and QQQ as kind of like my, well, definitely Apple and Microsoft for sure, as like my tech kind of exposure, if that makes sense. I feel like they're all working towards the same long-term-ish kind of goal, so Google just kind of got a short end of the stick there. Next we have realty income up here. Nice to see how this has been performing, and let me just turn it to last price at least to see realty income. $60. Realty income is trading at $60. Nice. Um, Now we're back to what's this total return? Oh, today's return. Total return. Yeah, we are still down in the position. Down only 2.4%, only $18 in realty income. Crazy. I knew this day would come, but it just came so quickly. So soon too, almost, you know. Next we have Chevron. I'll be having a lot more Chevron because I will be selling out of ExxonMobil, buying into Chevron in the very near future, actually. That is on my to-do list, can we say? It's kind of looking at the portfolio, kind of like what we did with Apple and um, with Google to get into Apple and Microsoft. That's kind of the idea of consolidating the portfolio. I think Chevron and ExxonMobil are good opportunities to do that. So getting rid of Exxon and getting into Chevron. Next we have Coke. Looking to do something along these lines with Coke, Pepsi, maybe even like a General Mills type of thing. Not 100% sure. I'm keeping McDonald's though. I'm sorry. And that's right. I'd want to keep Coke and Pepsi because I do personally like them both. I don't know what I'm even thinking, but anyways, we have 4 shares of Coke. We have a 20% return at the moment. General Mills 5 shares, 7.83%. What else we got? We have ExxonMobil. Um, this was at 70% return, whatever. Now we're at 62%. Roughly 1.5 shares. Like I said, this will be getting. We're gonna get rid of this. The reason why I have the 19th is probably because of their ex-div date. So at 19th might be Monday. So I think on Monday, I gotta verify all of this. I'll be selling ExxonMobil and buying into Chevron. Next, we have Horizon, and we have 48 shares of Horizon. And why do we have 48 shares of Horizon? We were very down on the position. Yeah, I know. Nusi, which was like another version of Horizon, which let me just say, I do own Horizon really just to benefit from the dividends that they pay. So the fact that they pay such nice dividends, I thought I just averaged down. So I sold my Nusi position, which was 17-ish shares, or between 14 and 7 and 16 shares. I'm not sure the exact number, but sold out of that and just threw the money into Horizon. Nusi was a lesser dividend. I think that the yield was about 7% for Nusi. Horizon, it's around 11-ish percent. Nusi, we were around 3% in the green. We came back from the red. Thought that was we're in the green. I thought I'd sell and just see if we can bring back Nusi, both in terms of share price and like doubling the dividends or even more than doubling the dividends. Like we can get a faster rate of return, um, to make it back to the green, I guess. Let's just see how it goes. It's kind of like my fun dividend money, if I may say that. So, I mean, not really crazy about how it goes. Of course, it would be the smartest thing to do would be to sell everything and just buy like SPY. But I'm also not gonna do that. I think it's fine if I have. I can't even tell y'all how much I have. Oh, there we go. $540. It's fine if I have $540 in a company that's yielding me 11.82%. At least I'll know if it's fine in a year or 5 years or 10 years or 30 years. Let's see. Anyways, like I said, to do that, we sold out of Nusi, so no longer gonna be getting any dividends from Nusi. That's us cutting one of our monthly payers, but then we bought into another higher yielding monthly payer, so I think it's kind of trading up. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Not really sure how it will pan out. Next we have Ford though. Ford, having seen its huge share price drop, we've just been buying a little bit more aggressively than usual. 80.5 shares is what we have now, down around 10% in the position. I mean, definitely not concerned. The more I buy, the lower my average cost should come, at least at this point in time. And yeah, just working the way up to 100 shares, and I'm not even shy to go more than that, honestly. If I need to buy more shares of Ford, or if I feel like it, I honestly won't stop myself. Next, we have Spy, and Spy, just one we add to some. We sold out of two more positions, I believe. One was Home Depot, and one was Waste Management, and we bought into Spy and some other stuff. So yeah, I just picked up a couple more fractional shares of Spy last week, or I guess this week. I keep saying last week, but this week, um, yeah, over 4 shares of SPY. Crazy, right? Average cost is way up there now, though, I'll tell you that. But it's nice to see SPY. SPY is a top 500 companies in the US, so I feel like it's a good benchmark to invest. Next you have Target. Target is one that I don't know. I feel like it's one I don't want to have, but I feel very comfortable owning it in the portfolio. So I'll hold on to my 1.9 shares for now. Maybe I'll buy 1% of a share every now and again just to get a little bump in the dividends. I don't know. Just to at least mimic that drip, something. Next we've got McDonald's up here. Um, Everyone knows what that is. 1.25 shares. Got AbbVie on the list next. Really love AbbVie. Sold out of Pfizer to buy it. I have no idea what Pfizer is doing, and I really love that whenever I sell out of a position, I don't really go and check on it because I don't care almost, and it's just I feel like a good mental, emotional thing to do. But yeah, AbbVie, it's to kind of introduce a medical uh healthcare kind of vibe into the portfolio, I guess. Diversity, right? Next, we have a QQQ, a Nasdaq 100, 1.43 shares, down 3% in this position. Um, probably should have bought a little bit more this week, but I didn't. Next, we have Visa, 1.6 shares, roughly break even 1.46. It's been hovering slightly red, slightly green, I've noticed. Don't mind. Next we have Pepsi though, 2.7% in the green from our 1.25 shares. Johnson& Johnson, which I believe will be getting removed from the portfolio, believe it or not. Finally, it's break even, 0.64% in the green, but I think it is a position that I no longer am interested in. I personally don't connect with the company or the business. Let me not even say that. I know I connected. I'm sure I buy J&J products probably without even knowing. I know I used to use their powder like that has J&J on it or Johnson& Johnson on it, but I just have positions I prefer owning instead of J&J. Love the dividends, love the blue chip nature of it, whatever, but it probably just not for me. Let's see how I feel. VTI, we have that next. That's a total stock market. If you are new to my videos, new to YouTube or investing, VTI, total stock market ETF by Vanguard, Smith and Wesson brands. Here we have that SW. Why is my thing so laggy? 11% return from our 12 shares. SCHD, beautiful for the dividends. I think I bought some of this week from the companies I sold out of. Um, yeah, 16.37 shares. We're climbing, aren't we? Gonna be nice to see the next dividend payment we get from that. Next we have AEP, American Electric Power. You know, throw some utility representation in there. I love to see that. 19% return from that so far. Verizon, um, about 8% from that, 4.5 shares. On the fence with it as usual, as I say in every video. But yeah, Stag, 12 and a half shares, 8% return. SPY G, which is the more growth focused companies in SPY, within SPY. 7.65 shares, and we have 16% return from that. Starbucks, Starbucks has been a crazy one that deserves to be clicked on. So Starbucks, I think Starbucks this week had like some investors, angel investor kind of thing. They came in, they bought a bunch of shares, and now Starbucks is trading much higher than it was a week ago. So it's kind of crazy because I had budgeted to buy a few extra fractional shares of Starbucks just from the positions I was selling out of. And in the midst of that, I see Starbucks shoot from $77 to $96. So I'm like, okay. Because I was planning to end. Wait, what? Why did I think I thought I had a lot more shares of Starbucks than that. Anyways, I was planning to have more than that based on me just buying, I guess, haphazardly in a sense. But then I called it quits on that. Just use my money elsewhere. Because I don't think Starbucks is worth buying at this price. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Definitely not in the. No, no. Anyways, it's just crazy to see that we were down maybe like 8% in Starbucks. Now we're up 20. We're up 12%. So go Starbucks, right? Where are we over here? Man is next on the list. Man's next on the list right here, 5.75 shares. We're around a 4.5% return in that. O'Reilly, O'Reilly is one of our recurring buys. That's why that's why this is so crazy. But we have a 5.6% return in that so far. IGPT is a recurring buy, and I saw this and I was so amazed because IGPT is a recurring buy. It buys I think $5 a week. Yeah, it says it down here. $5 a week IGPT. Right? Did I click it? But this was so fascinating to me, and maybe no one else will. If you've made it this far and you find this fascinating, just be like, oh yeah, that is fascinating. IGPT. Oh, actually, I guess it's not that fascinating. Never mind. Yeah. never mind. What I was gonna say, just so that y'all don't think I'm crazy, was when it was on the other page, like the main page, it had just the 3.40. So I thought the recurring buy like bought a perfect round number amount, you know? So I was like, whoa, that's crazy. But it's really not because it's 3.40 with a bunch of other decimals. So not that special, I would say. But anyways, I think we have a few left on the list, so let's go through those, wrap this video up. Yeah. IGPT, we have 3.4 shares of that. Next, we have Costco. We have 0.65 shares of Costco. 60, a modest, very modest 16% return so far. Finally, on the list, we have 3.1 shares of IAT. That's a 12.7% return so far. And of course, as y'all know it, we have these as recurring buys. So that's a portfolio at least for this view. And as usual, y'all know I like to look at this view as well, just to see the charts. Like looking at the pie chart, see kind of how the portfolio is divvied up graphically. Biggest investment is SPY, and then we have VTI over here, SCHD, and then Apple, Tesla. It's sorted by equity over here, so same thing but not graphically. Um, yeah, working on getting these things to be visible and not look like little ants. And it has made such a tremendous change in the last few weeks, I promise. Um, yeah, I got a couple other options, or I got my eyes on more opportunity, I guess, to eliminate positions, consolidate, and just make the portfolio more like sleep well at night, do give me good dividends and give me a good like stock price return, like share price return, portfolio return type of thing. So yeah, making the way towards that. That's the aim. That's the goal. Subscribe. See that journey. Drop your suggestions, comments, criticisms, whatever. And I'll see y'all in the next video tomorrow. Peace.